the guys kind of responded after losing yet another key part of the team for the season?
You know what, I think the big thing is just Emmanuel's spirits right now. I mean, he's the same guy that he's always been. Came in with a big smile on his face and was a great leader for our guys over on the sideline. So I think when they see that, they know that he's going to continue to be with them and lead them. And obviously it's a huge blow for our guys. We kind of expected it after the initial evaluation at the game the other day, but then once reality sets in after the scan results come back, it is a big blow. And then you just start looking at, first of all, after, just how sick you are for the kid that his college career is ending this way after never being injured his entire life. He's never had an ankle sprain, never had anything wrong, and just has a freak injury replanted, and now his career's over. So it's devastating from that standpoint, just because of what we all think about Emmanuel, just how big he was to get everything flipped for us this year, how much of a catalyst he was in that area, and he's not going to be out there with us anymore on the floor. So it's tough when something happens to such a great kid like that, and now the focus for him shifts to how are we going to help him through this, how we getting him through the rehab process, and then helping him hopefully have a long, productive professional career. So that's the initial, with the kid. As far as the adjustments that we're going to have to make, obviously you're taking our two best perimeter defenders off the floor with he and Jawan in the last week, and there's going to have to be adjustments. Different guys are going to have to play different roles. We're going to have to play a little bit more like we did at Purdue when Griesel was out of the lineup with some big lineups. Sam Hoiberg is going to have to be ready to go out there and play, and it's what you prepare yourself for these opportunities. Even though he hasn't gotten significant minutes, he comes in every day and gets extra work in, so he's going to have to be prepared. Different guys are going to play different positions, and they're going to have to play a lot of minutes, but they're ready for it. So the sting of losing your emotional leader on the floor, your defender, the guy that kind of is the head of the snake and gets it all rolling for you, he's not going to be there anymore in these last 11 regular season games. So guys are going to have to step up. I'm confident they will, and we're going to continue to go out there and battle and play hard and leave everything on the floor.
So you're sure you're going to do with your starting lineup yet?
Yeah, we'll make the final decision tomorrow, and again, it doesn't matter who starts to me. It's who's going to be there at the end of the game, and we'll make that final decision before tip tomorrow.
Have you all figured out when he's going to have surgery yet?
Not 100% sure yet, Amy, but it's going to be most likely in the next 2 weeks. But we'll have an update on all that. We're going to talk to his family today and try to get everything in motion as far as when that's all going to take place.
It's obviously better for the team if freshmen can kind of go along at their own pace and grow behind some other guys. But what's the benefit of guys maybe being thrown into the fire early on to see how they grow?
Yeah, I mean, it's invaluable experience for what Jamarcus is getting right now. And he's going out there, you see how hard he's playing, he gives us a defensive presence. I've said all along how impressed I've been with Jamarcus, with how quickly he picked up the defensive concepts. That's always the biggest adjustment when you go from high school to college is the defensive end of the floor. And he is really, he's a film junkie. The kid absolutely loves it. He's in the gym all the time and always wanting to learn. He's a sponge. And a lot of times you don't get guys like that as freshmen. They have to grow into that and learn it, but he's got that as an innate quality in him. So he's playing two guard positions. He's going to be asked obviously to play more point now with Emmanuel out of the lineup, and right now Sam is our third point. So it's just going to have to be guys. We're fortunate to have Derek, who can initiate offense for us. Wilhelm at times is going to have to play that role as a guy that can initiate and get the ball down the floor. But it's going to have to be by committee. You're not going to replace Jawan Gary and Emmanuel Bandoumel with one guy. It's going to have to be by committee and go out there and make up a little bit. The biggest thing that doesn't change is you still have to go out there and compete and play hard, and I'm confident our guys will do that.
Northwestern, I think, averaged 12 3-pointers a game. The last four they played. What's hard about defending them at the 3-point line, and how much harder is that now for you guys without Jawan?
Yeah, and they've got great guards. Obviously, Bowie and Adish are both having phenomenal seasons, and both coming off great games last night. A very impressive win against Wisconsin. Defensively, they're phenomenal this year. I mean, top 10 in the country in defense. Their high steal team, Adish is number 1 in the league. Ty Berry's number 5 in steals. That creates a lot of offense for them. but they just put you in a difficult spot. Been really impressed with Nicholson, his development. He puts a lot of heat on the rim, and with Barron, when they slide him into that small lineup, a guy that can step out and shoot it just puts a lot of stress on your defense. And then Bowie's one of the best individual isolation players in our league. So yeah, they put you in a tough spot based on their system and the players where they put them on the floor. But you see what it is when you got 5 guys out there that can make shots. Puts you in a tough position defensively.
Been a lot of questions about Ramel. Is there any thought about pulling him out of his red shirt to give some more depth?
You know what? Yeah, absolutely. We thought about it. We talked to him, and just the decision moving forward with that is, you got to do what's best for the kid. And do you pull a red shirt to get him to play 10 or 11 games, a third of the season? I just don't think that's the right thing to do. And his mindset would be a complete shift of running other teams' things, which has been great for Ramel. He's learning the league every game, every day, seeing what other teams are running, being the featured player in those systems. And now you got to shift to getting into our stuff, which he obviously hasn't gotten a lot of reps with that, with the decision being made to redshirt this season. So yeah, thought about it, had a really good talk with him, and for right now we're going to keep him in his redshirt.
You guys lost Karan before the season. Derek misses the first 5 or 6 games. Sam misses 2 Big Ten road games. Blaze has an ankle injury. You lose 2 starters for the season. You ever gone through a season like this?
Stop.
It
it is. It's hard. I mean, it's just things out of your control, and it is what it is. These things happen. You have years like this. My first year in Chicago, we led the league in injuries. So it is what it is. And your guys prepare. Our guys do a great job coming in, getting extra work. I've talked a lot about Oleg. He comes in, he's getting extra film work in. He gets a individual workout every morning, every night. Sam, same thing. Wilhelm, same. Jamarcus when he wasn't playing a lot. It's why you train, and it's why you get all that individual work, is for situations like this when they do develop. And it's unfortunate. I love coaching this team. I still do. Whatever happens, whatever the outcomes of these games are, it's been one of the most enjoyable years that I've ever coached, just because of the mindset of these players and how they bring it every time they step on the floor. My first year at Iowa State, I loved coaching those guys. We weren't very good, but those guys were fun to coach because every day you knew what you were getting out of them. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to continue to enjoy it just because of the way these guys come in and prepare, and hopefully we can find a way to get some wins.
I'm sure like a guy like guys like Darren Marcus come in, there's a developmental timeline maybe in mind of how you can kind of envision that. That is now sped up. Have you guys leaned in more to those two in the last several weeks, or were they always pretty pressed to keep getting better?
Yeah, I mean, those guys, they work, so it's not like, okay, all of a sudden urgency, now we're going to start working with them. Right. It's something where, those guys have been very diligent coming in and getting extra work. Denham's shot has improved in a big way, and, that was one thing coming in that we all knew, including him, that he needed to work on it. And you see the last couple of games, he's made a 3 for us. So, Jamarcus, I don't think you're ever going to see a game again where he doesn't make a free throw when he gets opportunities to go. He's just too good of a shooter. Now it's about going out there. It's a different speed, it's different size, but those guys compete their butts off regardless of what's going on the floor. So, it's same thing. I mean, skill development is a big part of your program, and you do it for these situations when guys, whether their roles increase or guys are thrusted into different roles, you're ready for it. Wilhelm, he plays both forward spots. Derek now is going to be asked probably to play some 4 out there with Oleg. And then when Blaze hopefully gets healthy in the next couple weeks, we'll get him back out there. But, right now it's, 8 or 9 guys that we have, and everybody's going to have to be ready to make an impact.
Right, with everything you documented, that it seems like the outlook of the season has changed, at least from the fans' perspective. Do you feel the need to make a plea for the fans to stick with you guys, especially knowing the home game tomorrow?
You know what? It's going to be, first of all, this has been the longest break I think that's ever happened in a college. It seems like our students, it's been months since they've been here, so it's going to be awesome to get them back in the building tomorrow. And, we're excited to play in front of our fans. I think the fans appreciate what this group has brought, and they're going to continue to bring it. And, we're down some guys, but that doesn't change our approach. That doesn't change, our goal of going in every night and and giving ourselves a chance to win. So, you know, we appreciate everything we've gotten from a support standpoint this year, and we promise you we're going to continue to go out there and dive on the floor and try to get every loose ball and play hard and be the harder playing, more together team. That doesn't change, you know, even though we're down some pretty darn good players out there. So, you know, we appreciate everything, and we're going to continue to go out there and do everything we can to make our fans proud.
That's for Coach Steck.
Thank you.
Yes.